It seems today that all we see are useless magic trailers you can't believe. So where are those informed, honest people who help you choose what to buy? With PropDog you can always rely. PropDog are a team who will always aim to please you. Integrity and service that you can't deny. It's time for PropDog Live!
Hello! Well, at least I think it's hello. So, if it's all working technologically, welcome to PropDog Live on this Friday, presented solely by me. It's just me and my Todd. Unfortunately, Dave is too busy downstairs, customising, beavering away, whittling wood on a laser cutter, doing all sorts of amazing things, and all the custom props that he loves to make. So he's having a whale of a time downstairs, calling it work, and I'm up here holding the can and chatting to you guys. So lovely to see you. I hope you're all looking forward to Friday. It's going to be a warm weekend, nice and hot. So fingers crossed for that. So we got some comments. So we're definitely live, which is good news. And oh my gosh, shock horror! This is almost worse than the football result the other day. Finley has been relegated to third place. Ryan Adams, congratulations, Ryan Adams. You are first here on the PropDog Live this Friday. So congratulations. Give yourself a big pat on the back. Dalian, hi Dalian. Dalian second. There's Finley. Very, very poor performance, Finley. Very slack. You won't be taking any penalties for me. Robert Van Buren, hi Robert. Hi Amber. Oh, what's my biggest achievement this week? I got my hair cut, which I'm quite proud of. I don't know. That's a toughie. I'll come back to that at the end. Put that in at the end, and I'll try and think about it through the show. Perhaps getting through this show on my own might turn out to be the biggest achievement. Hi Otter. There you go. No, you've had no avatar there, Otter, which is a shame. But yep, had a great week. It's been hectic, been busy. Mila's been off today, but you know it's always fun here. We're always in a good mood. Hi Frank. Yes, happy Friday. Afternoon, John. Hey Lucas, hello, says Lucas. Chris Gunners, afternoon, Alex and all the doggers. Hi Chris, nice to hear from you. Michael J. Fitch, do you have any single fold 50p's in stock? Michael, we don't at the moment. We have got a coin order, so they should be in, well, hopefully next week. I'm surprised they haven't arrived already. So any minute now is possibly the answer to that one. Hi Graham. Robert Van Buren, Dave has probably gone home, Alex, without you knowing. Well, that is true. That is true. The weather is very nice, and Aki does need a walk, so I wouldn't be surprised. Although actually he nips off in the rain early sometimes because he likes going for runs in the rain. Apparently that's the nicest weather to run in if you've got the same mind as Dave. Which hopefully nobody has, because it's quite frightening. Hi, Andy Tigley. How's boat going? Well, it's not going, I'll tell you that. So yeah, no, had a few failures. But the one, as long as it's dry, I'm quite happy. It's when it's raining and the water comes in through the windows, and I've put new wood, new interior in, so that all gets wet, which is heartbreaking to watch. But I think what I'm going to do, I've figured out actually, they're getting the engine fixed. It's pretty much the cost of a holiday, and also it means I can go on holiday on the boat. So I'm kind of hoping I'll get away with getting the engine going and everything else. Hi Jonas. Hi Jonas, I'm assuming you're still sober. This is for Jonas actually. I watched a film which was about the idea that your natural blood is naturally, the alcohol level's too low normally, and so you're meant to be 0.05, but due to hereditary reasons and evolution, it's not anymore. So apparently, yeah, to reach your peak performance, you need to have a wee drop of alcohol. So Jonas, I think you're taking that experiment a little bit too far, but I did think of you whilst watching the film. Hi Walter there over in the US. Hi Chris. Hi Don, long time no see. I hope you're well. Who am I going to marry? I'm not going to marry anyone, but you know, I have been told that I can't do any weddings, so hopefully there might be a bar mitzvah later. Fingers crossed, if we can get someone in. Hans Sandstrom, hi Alex and all, hope all is fine. Yeah, it's all good here. John Morton, red hot and suiting up for a gig. Oh yes, oh yeah, gigs in. Oh, tell you what, Yeah, dry clean that suit, steam that suit, because they do begin to whiff in this weather. Sean Giles, hey guys. Roger Henshaw's. Oh, me duck from Nottingham. Okay, yeah. I get it now, I've said it. Hi Roger. Frank Valenti, what are my thoughts on the new Perfect Pen? The Great Cornelius effect. I'm not sure how it's... I'm assuming the pen's different in some way. I don't know how it differs from the original, which I haven't seen for many years, I'm afraid. Back in the Magic convention, back when probably I was... don't know, I might even not have been in my 20s back then. So I don't know. I'm assuming it's very good. I've heard lots of positive things about it, a lot of positive reviews, so fingers crossed. What you may have noticed was that we did have the chance of some being in stock. They have gone up on our website, but unfortunately we ordered, we had 3 boxes coming in from Murphy's to be delivered on Monday. 2 arrived, and so we were told the 3rd was going to arrive on Tuesday, but it's now Friday and no one seems to know where that 3rd box is. So I don't know whether there's a John Cornelius fan working in customs at Heathrow who thought it was lucky day, but so yeah, all of the good stuff, well, I'll say that, we've got lots of good stuff all the time, but a lot of the new stuff that was coming in didn't actually make it in. So that's the CVF deck, Perfect Pen, Impress, there are others, but yep. So the Never Vanishing Silk, unfortunately that hasn't turned up, so fingers crossed for Monday. We're just chasing it up all the time, doing what we can. Hi Alexa, Dave's not there. You need me and Sam to come out and help again. Hi Rebecca. Oh, it was fun. It was nice having someone by my side. Oh yay, I am back again. Lucas from Vienna. Oh, I remember that now. Hi Simon. I hope you're well. Looking good. Hi Andy. I'm looking forward to working with you. By the way, people, Andy, pop in the link to the shows you're doing. So Andy's setting up a few theatre shows with some great magicians and me. Yeah, Andy, put that up because they'll be well worth going to. Take your friends and family, and they'll get to see some really good live magic. And you did not another proposal, Rebecca. Yeah, actually, Rebecca, Sam, you can let us know the date so we can all come along and gate crash. Josh, hey Josh, nice to see you. Nice to see you during the week, and yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Good luck with the channel. Keep posting stuff. Martin Olbaum, hey prop doggers, hope you're all doing well. We're doing just fine. Lou says, tried to place another order yesterday using a Visa gift card, but it wouldn't go through. Is there a certain way to enter the info? A Visa gift, I don't know about Visa gift cards. If you're really having trouble, Lou, just give us a call and we'll sort it out one way or another. Rubbish, next time England's in a penalty shootout, I want Finlay Southgate, not Gareth Southgate as manager. Yeah, he's always first, is our Finlay. Nigel Quinn, hey Alex, happy Friday. Is that film Another Round worth the watch you mentioned? It is brilliant. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It was really funny. There was a roller coaster of emotions, but brilliantly funny, brilliantly well made, really good timing, and yeah, I mean, I don't think it's easy to act drunk, but they do an amazing job. I'd be surprised if they're not actually a little bit off the wagon. So there we go. So let me quickly so what did I mention so far? So far, a lot of the stuff hasn't arrived, which is a shame, but some stuff has. You may have seen, just going to mention the PropDog custom cutout decks, if that's the full title, £45. You might have seen it on the Facebook page and on YouTube. Dave's done some amazing work to make this hollowed out deck that still flexes like a real deck, and you can put anything you like in it, whether it's a joke, whether it's some coins, whether it's a sensor or a thumper or anything you like inside that. So it's well worth checking out, and maybe letting your imagination run wild and see what you do with that. Talking of cards, we have Dynamo's new deck, or his first deck out, limited edition abandoned deck. I haven't opened one yet, but they look, if they look anything like in the box, they look gorgeous. I did see a trailer of him playing around with them and they looked amazing, and I'm sure they handle great. But there you go, so one for either your collection or, if you're brave enough, just to use in the real world. So there you go, abandoned, and I think they're $12.99, so they're not too expensive either. Any news on Andy Nyman's? Oh, should be liking all these. Oh dear, Dave will be upset. I haven't been liking all your comments. No, not yet, Nigel. But Andy's been in a couple of times. He's shown me through it. It looks really nice. I love the way it's been produced, and yeah, it's what he's used in his shows for many moons. He's really proud of it, and he's very keen that it's a limited edition and so on. So it should be amazing. And I don't even know the price yet. I'm afraid, but it will be good, I'm sure. So right, let me just show you what did actually arrive. So we did have a penguin order as well. And I personally really like penguin stuff. It seems to be real good quality, nice hook, not too difficult, and quite powerful magic on the whole. So we have we had Repetition, which I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. So that's now back in stock because it's sold out really fast, and it's a really nifty, I'd say, slightless 6-card repeat. It's only done with 4 cards, but it's similar to a 6-card repeat. You keep throwing them away, and then you're left, and their backs are different. You can customize it, so you can have the backs say a word. You can have the backs be like all different coloured backs, different cards. So it teaches you how to make it up however you like. So yeah, so you could do it, and they could turn around and it could say, you know, will you marry me? So Sam, just thinking out loud for you there. Or you could have the date of the wedding, perhaps. So there you go. So that's Repetition. It's I think 6-card repeat. It's always been looking for an ending, really, hasn't it? Some people have had pretty good attempts at it. And I think the colour changing backs is really useful way of doing it. And also, this is the one that doesn't use, you know, you do throw away genuine cards. No nasty slots, no, you know, I mean, I used to do it sleight of hand by Whit Hayden, but this is very easy, and yep, you can customise it, so well worth looking into. I don't know how much it is actually. It's about $17.99, I think. Nathan Cranzo, by the way, so good stuff there. Do we have any bicycle fan back decks? They've been unavailable for a while or not? I don't know, Frank. If they're not on our website, then I guess not. So there you go. Hi Alex, all on your own today. At least there is no box over your head this time. Well, funnily enough, there almost was. Unfortunately, the problem with the boxes is you can't stand here and know. You have to have someone look through the camera to know if the boxes are there. So I was alerted to what could have been a disaster. But this is all my whole setup, so if you can't hear me, that's my fault as well. So here we go. It's a big technological test today. James Buchanan. Hello, James. If anyone doesn't know, James will be taking his Magic Circle exam / interview / test entrance. I think was it on Monday, James, or did you say today? So everyone wish James the best of luck. I'm sure he's a little bit nervous, as everyone probably should be. But he is, if you don't know James, he creates some really lovely magic, his own style. He's got a big heart, and it really shines through in all of his magic, and a great big personality. And it'd be really great to have him as a member of the Magic Circle. He's just the sort of person that we need. So yeah, so examiners, if you are watching, there you go. And he, you know, he's ultimately a children's entertainer. So I think that's sometimes harder to get in, because you've got to demonstrate things that perhaps you're not most used to. But James, just go for it, mate. Just be yourself. Go for it big time. Invest 100%, and I'm sure you'll smash it. Kevin King says, I used to have the perfect pen by John Cornelius, and the benefit is that you can hand it out for examination when you are done. The con would be that the pen is a little on the skinny side. Yeah, well, okay, so, yep, so handing that out for examination is just brilliant. I mean, that would be excellent. I mean, I don't know, pens come in all shapes and sizes, so I'm probably not too bothered about it being on the skinny side. So yeah, no, looking forward to seeing that then. Good luck, James, you're LASIK. Good luck, James, says Walter. Yes. So this is the other thing that I was waving around that came in. It's Cody Fisher's take on the Chicago opener by Al Leach. I think he called it Red Hot Mama. I'm not sure which one. Did he call it Red Hot Mama, or did he call it? I think he called it Red Hot Mama by Al Leach. It's in his book, and which is a venerable card trick. If you don't do Chicago opener, then I think you're probably missing one of the most powerful tricks in magic that you can do for two people. That is really pretty much almost self-working. You get a lot for the one sleight. So yeah, I would definitely look into doing it. And this is Cody Fisher's take, and the nice thing about this is it gives you, not only does the back change, but then it has her card written on it to start off with, and it changes to his card written on the back, so you get an extra little change, which is pretty smart thinking. It does lead to a slightly more complicated gimmick though, which I think is possibly worth it. I don't know. I mean, I tried to only use gimmicks if they really make the effect that little bit more visual, and I think this does that. But it's such a strong trick to start off with. I'm not sure there's that much further it can go. But yeah, it is. I'll tell you how much it is. It's $21.99. It's a very easy gimmick to use. It will work. So if you like the effect, if you like having that little second reveal, I would certainly recommend it. For me, I'm not sure the trick needs it, but yeah, really good, nice. But you also get his handling of the Chicago Opener and everything like that, and all the patter and all the gags. And yeah, just watching Cody perform actually, and just how relaxed he is, was really quite nice to see. So that's her card, his card, by Cody Fisher. Benny Chickering, what's up all? Hi Benny. Yeah, your deck hasn't arrived yet, so you're possibly, unless someone asks me about it, because I have watched the tutorial, you're off the hook, or I might review it, and you can ask me to review it from what I've seen in the tutorial if you like, but on your head be it. You don't know which way it's going to go. Oh, Razza, where have you been, Razza? It's been very lonely without your questions. So hello Alex, can I get to have your advice on the topic of crediting inventors and teachers of magic tricks in the context of social media magic places possible? I feel that mentioning the names of tricks and or inventors or effects in Instagram descriptions could help spoil the fun, so to speak, if people were to do an honest word search for them. But if you don't mention inventors of tricks in the Instagram post, then I feel like I'm hogging the credit. Razza. Well, I mean, Razza, really, most of the crediting is done if you are teaching the trick, really, more than if you're demonstrating it. I mean, I wouldn't go well, I've just performed the trick, I just that was her card, his card, by Cody Fisher, I hope you enjoyed it. You wouldn't do that. You would just move on. So fortunately for me, it's not really much of an issue. Most of my stuff is pretty much unique to me, I'd like to think. Don't use much stuff that's off the shelf at all, but I've definitely not in an Instagram post or anything like that. I wouldn't credit where you got it from, because you will just lead people to search for it, which, I mean, if it's from a book, probably not too bad. I might get them interested, but otherwise you might just be disappointed that they realise that they can just go and buy magic, and you might devalue it. So not when you're performing it, but if you were doing a lecture, or you'd written a book or anything like that, then I would expect full crediting. I think that is just super important. And just crediting doesn't necessarily give you the right to teach something, by the way. So I don't know if Alex Elmsley ever gave away the right to teach his ghost count, but it's one of those things. Just because you're going to say this is Alex Elmsley's ghost count doesn't necessarily mean you should be teaching it. So yeah, Razza, not on a performance video, no. Dan Slater, as soon as I saw you advertised Repetition, I ordered it. There was a place in my act where I knew it would fit, and that I love it has an ending. I was surprised how good the reactions were for the trick. Oh, that's good news. That's good news, Dan. Yeah, because I really liked it. I think sometimes you get a trick and you watch it and you go, that is got me written all over it. In fact, we had a customer in who bought The Call by Wayne Dobson and Mike Sullivan, and it was just, just fits his personality to a T. And I think that's what you should look at. Don't go asking people what they do. Just try and think for the tricks that you love, that you can see come through your personality. They're the ones that you want to learn. Chris Gilliners, still love the Chicago Opener. Big reaction for not much work. Plastic dipping the dupe was a great tip. Oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah, mate, I mean, anything like that. I mean, I'm not a big knuckle busting person. If the trick requires it, then I'll do it. But if you can make it easy for yourself and more dead sure, then and go for it, because just making your life easier or the trick more effective is the easy thing to do. But thanks, Chris. Liang's Lee from Singapore. Hello, Liang's. Congratulations on winning the competition the other week. It's all right, Razza. Better late than never. That was Razza saying he's late. Excellent. Sorry, Alex. I have to leave early. Done a quick order for my collection, but out at a local restaurant for a few hours. Table hopping. Have a great weekend, everyone. All right, Andy. I hope that's not an excuse just because Dave's not here. So I'll try not to take that too personally. Razza, you should sign up to Rory Adams' Only Ideas Clubs. Lots of invaluable insights on magic. Yeah, there are lots of good online things cropping up. So yeah, definitely the answers are out there, Razza. But sometimes, Razza, what I will say is you probably just got to leap in. You even if someone gives you all the advice in the world, sometimes you need to discover and make these mistakes yourself. So whether you make a marketing blooper, or you're performing the wrong tricks in the wrong venue, that's just how you learn, and that's partly why a good professional is a good professional, is that he's just had an experience and he's just made more mistakes than anybody else. So don't be scared of making mistakes, really embrace them, and go for it, Razza. Really just get out there and learn. Kevin King says, I do Chicago opener and have a woman blow a kiss, which makes the card blush, and then the second reveal there is lipstick of the kiss on the card. You can get a kiss stamp online and use the stamp pad to make up the gimmick card, like a Nick Trosh package trick, I believe. Okay, I might have to look up that Nick Trosh. I might have a look. But yeah, very nice idea. Okay. Jonas, I'm not saying it's hot here, but hobbits just throw a ring onto my balcony. Unfortunately. Hang on. I'm not saying it's hot here, but two hobbits just throw a ring onto my balcony. Unfortunately, not a himba. Is that a Lord of the Rings thing that I don't know? Anyway, okay. Charlie Robinson, happy P-Day. Happy P-Day, Charlie. Liang's, I look forward to the day when holiday travelling is back to normal. One of the things I miss is visiting new magic shops from different countries. Well, Liang's, you would be a bit of a star if you came over from Singapore. That would be great, be lovely to meet you, and yeah, that'd be great. Alex, Andy Tigley says, defo ain't because Dave's not there, you're more interesting, he's just a funny one. Okay. Cheers, Andy. And Razza, hello again, Alex. Also on the topic of credit, sorry this might sound silly, but I mean well, how on earth do people manage to formally release magic tricks, books and videos through magic shops, dealers and websites without giving credit, if possible? To be honest, you can release a trick without crediting. It's up to someone to pull you up on it, really. And I think even then, the creator might have a hard time making a point or getting the money back or stopping the release, unless someone big steps in or the producer decides to stop producing it for them. It's very hard to stop. Really, I think the thing with magic is you've just got to have morals. Deep down what's right and what's wrong. If and so I suppose I'm more talking about theft rather than talking accrediting. But really, if you've been inspired by someone, then you should certainly mention them, because I like reading back and going, he was inspired by maybe someone I haven't heard of from a book I haven't got, and I love going to search it out. So you're adding more to your trick, and hopefully getting more people to look deeper into their magic by crediting. But I guess there's possibly no legal requirement out there, or nothing stopping people from doing it unless someone steps in. I might be wrong. I mean, you really should give credit. But yeah, so I mean, sometimes here, of course. So also, a lot of the shops are linked to Murphy's, so they don't control what goes on their website or what they sell at all. They basically, someone clicks on their site, the stuff comes in, and they just ship it out. We're not like that, so a bit like with the PropDog Cup that came out, we've still got that around the corner. We've taken it off the site and we're sending it back to Murphy's, because as soon as we realised that it was in competition with and other people who created almost identical things beforehand, we felt we couldn't sell it. So it's as simple as that, and we take it off and we send it back. I don't think there are many shops doing that. I'm not saying we're the only one, but that's the only way really, is people going, right, well I might lose money, but I'm not going to sell it. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. Frank Valenti, the kiss was a Gary Ulette effect with lipstick showing up on a card, a marketed effect. Oh, good knowledge there, Frank. George Angle, or Angel, I'm not sure. Hi Alex, just to let you know I received prizes and order only took weeks to get here from Melbourne. That's great. There you go. See? I bet it's hot down in Australia. It's getting hot here. So, yep. Razza, thank you Nigel. I believe I'm on the email list for Rory. I'm skint right now, but I'm looking to sign up to Only Ideas with unofficial pay rise of 20%. That's Razza. Okay, Christopher CJ Bartham. Is bottled by Taiwan Ben worth a buy? I don't know it, I'm afraid, Christopher. I don't know. Taiwan Ben, I haven't been impressed with previous things that he's come up with, so I'd be a bit wary, so I wouldn't recommend it without seeing it myself. We can get it in, or I can check it out if we've got it in stock. I'm not sure, but yep. So if you want us to get it in and have a look at it, just ping me an email, info@propdog.co.uk, and I'll try and have a look at it for you. Frank Valenti said it might have been called Lips. That would make sense. It'd be very rare actually for a magic trick to be named anything that it's related to. But yeah, we can go for that. We can go with Lips. Seeing those trophies on the shelf makes me imagine an effect where you brag about winning the trophy in a magic competition, and reveal at the end is turning around the trophy, showing that the card the trophy is palming is a chosen signed card. Well, I like it, Otter, and all you have to do, I think you probably just need to buy 5 of those trophies to make it a worthwhile thing, and they could choose which one you turn around. So there you go, Otter. I expect a nice big order for trophies coming in from you. So here's another Penguin product, Divine and Conquer, by Leo Reed, who I've mistakenly been calling Lou Reed for most of the week. And this is a nice mind reading effect. 2 people, they each just choose a card. You just show them a fan, show both people a fan. They choose a card that they've seen, and you get to divine it, I suppose. And also one of the cards disappears from the deck. It's generally not there, and you can then pull it out of your pocket. It's not signed, but it is their card, and they have seen their card vanish from the deck. It's very, very easy. There is fishing involved, and it's very similar to, I suppose, what's the name of the deck? The Quran deck. So there is a limited number of choices they get to see, and you basically fish for it. But it's a nice take on it. It's a nice way that you can show that the card's vanished. They can handle the cards, so they are whole printed faces that they get to see, which is pretty clever, and a nice idea for the trick. So I do like it. I'm not a big fan of fishing per se. It's great if you hit it. If you don't, I think you can feel like you're floundering, and it's just not something that I'm that comfortable with. But it did get me reading a little bit about fishing and the idea of multiples and 50%. But very good trick, very well made. It's a nice, clever. It is a very clever deck because they do get to see the whole face of the cards. So it's very, and they're handling the cards as well. So it's almost as if they're inspecting it. So very clever. If you want to do a double mind reading effect, I would recommend it. It's kind of up there with the Pocket Nightmare of Max Maven and stuff like that. So there you go. So $34.99, nicely printed, well made deck, good solid routine, as long as you don't mind a little bit of fishing. Let's see where we are. Right, Liang's Lee says, by the way, really found Trump to Triumph by Joshua J pretty cool, both in terms of effect and method, included in that World's Greatest DVD. Yeah, some of those World's Greatest DVDs have some really brilliant routines hidden on them. And sometimes, Joshua J obviously is someone you've heard, but sometimes it's someone that you wouldn't normally expect, or someone you hadn't seen perform before. And they can really knock you out, so definitely don't overlook those DVDs. And I'm pleased you're enjoying it, Yangs. Kevin King, the amazing Jonathan came out and mentioned a well-known magician who took 3 of his ideas. He said it would have given him the bits if he would have asked. So ask the first person and then give them a bit if you used the bit. That's very good advice, Kevin. I once saw Stephen Bargatsky lecture, and I bought the lecture notes, and I bought the props, and when I got home, one of the gags wasn't in the script. It was a PDF, wasn't in the script. I rang him up and said, look, it's not in the script, is there a reason why? And he said, well, it's mine. and he didn't want people doing it. So I asked him nicely if I could do it on a one-off occasion, and he said, well, the problem is now that everyone's nicked it anyway. So he was very grateful. He said he didn't mind me doing it on that one occasion. He'd rather I didn't carry on doing it and to pull up anyone else I saw doing that gig, but doing that gag. And I think actually someone's actually started to market the gag, which is pretty frightening. So yeah, I have asked a lot of comedians as well for lines if I can use them if they fit into a trick, usually for one-off things. But yeah, certainly ask. Most people go, well, if it's just the once, I don't mind, but don't make a habit of it. Matt Bowskill says, good day doggers. Good day, Matt. And here comes Reza. Okay, oh sorry Alex, what I meant is, how do people manage to formally release tricks that are not theirs to release, so to speak? I know Craig Petty was saying sorry for Red, and felt he was screwed up because it was partly formally stocked by well-established magic dealers. What I mean is, sure, the product is not yours to release, so the magic shop people should know. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I think you'd be surprised, Reza, at some of the limited knowledge that a lot of people have. I'm not. I know no one springs to mind, but it is very hard for anyone to know whether something is a new idea or not. It's very hard to research it, and sometimes you can ask the most knowledgeable minds and not know anything about it, and then it comes up out of the blue. So sometimes you don't know until it has been released. I'm pretty sure Craig wasn't aware. I don't know actually, but I'm assuming he wasn't trying to release someone else's trick at the time. And it just happens. If it's an honest mistake, just take it back off the market and apologise. There's not much you can do. But yeah, basically it's down to a knowledge thing. And I'm not sure, there are no actual formal checks. So again, it's partly down to the ethics of the shops and the producers anyway. Miang Lee says, just curious, do famous magicians visit the brick and mortar shop too? Yeah, I'm here. Obviously, we sometimes Magic Singh pops in, but we try not to let him in too much. He's waiting. Yeah, no. So we do get people, all names, lots of people from the States, lots of people you would have heard of come into the shop. Sean Farquhar was in not so long ago. Andy Nyman's a regular. I was trying not to name names, but Okay. I was, I don't like name dropping.
As I was. All the other famous people are coming all day every day.
No, yeah. So lots of famous people all day, every day. Yeah. So, but I don't like name dropping. As I was telling the Queen over the weekend. So there you go. Yeah, famous people. We could list them all, but they all come in. Matt Boscoe says, what deck was that? Missed it. Looks decent. Abandoned by Dynamo. Luxury edition. They do look really, really nice. Any book for use today? Tom Elderfield has a book out on creating magic that looks great. No, not a formal one. I'll tell you what I have been reading. So, due to the fact, I've just been really busy outside of work. Just getting the boat ready and stuff like that. I haven't really had time for much reading, but I did pick up a book called Wit and Wizardry, which is an old book. You might be able to get it second hand, and it's got some really, really funny magic tricks in it. Wit and Wizardry, really brilliant book. I might review it. You have a hard time getting hold of it, but it's a wonderful book. And that's one I like to get back on the old shelves sometimes and find the books that I've probably bought at Blackpool when I bought 6 at a time from a second-hand bookshop, and haven't had time to look at them. Yeah.
I'm really after the pressing thing with the Sharpie cap and a circle.
Oh, it's not in.
It's not in yet?
No, oh. No, it's in the missing box.
Oh, right, okay, the missing box.
Ryan Trix was in the shop. Yes, Ryan Trix does certainly come in. Brian Briggs. I'm still deciding which price to choose from last week, says Dalian. Which world's greatest was this? Alex, is there one particular world's greatest you would recommend? Gosh, no, I think I like the packet trick one. I'm a bit of a sucker for a good packet trick one, but it's really up to you, Dalian. I don't want to, you can, basically I think if you get one, you can end up getting all of them. Volume 2 Triumph, says the Ainsley for Dalian. Any chance of meeting Mr. David Williamson there? Well, I don't know, there's a chance. If he's in town, then maybe, but no promises, Liam. Nigel Quinn, Tom's had a 10% discount code on his Instagram story as well. Ottar says, what source do you recommend if you want to learn the Mercury fold really well? I've been struggling with it for years now. Oh gosh, that's a good question. Cody, funny enough, Cody Fisher had a tutorial on it, which is the one that I now use. The real trick, obviously, Ottar, is to go through lots and lots of decks of cards. Dave,
Yo.
source for learning the Mercury card fold.
Mystery blocks.
Dave does it on mystery blocks. I mean, really, I think everyone knows the basic move is
Pretty sure it's on YouTube, to be honest.
yeah, it will be on YouTube. I'm pretty sure, Otto, it's just going to be a feeling thing of sliding your finger down onto that thumb and trying to get it as square as possible at that point, so it slides down, and then just giving it a good squeeze, and you should be home and dry. And then squeezing it up against the deck. So there you go. So you see, that's, it's not perfect, but you just get better at it the more you do it. So there's not really the technique you've probably already got from a book, and it's just a matter of going through a lot of old cards, sit in front of the tally, and go away. Or, as Charlie says, get Joanna's perfect score. That's very true. Score the card, and you will get it perfect every time. But I don't think no one's ever mentioned it not being folded perfectly compared to anything, say, in mystery blocks or any of those mystery box ideas. So really, it doesn't have to be that good. The real trick is to have some sort of movement to cover up what you're doing. So I roll my sleeves up, which gives me the justification for why both hands have been on the deck. Yeah, it's just practice, Otto, I think, to be honest. Raza says, Alex, this idea of getting girls using magic tricks at gigs, is that a real thing, or is it just something I read someone mention in a Facebook group and Paul Martin mentioned in his podcast interview by Richard Young? Raza, well, it hasn't worked for me. What can I say? I don't know if the magic's the reason. Is probably what I will say. But no, it's not something I've ever really tried to do. I mean, you are creating attention on yourself by being a magician, so you should, hopefully people will find you interesting and want to know more about you. I think it's a bad reason for getting into magic. No, it hasn't worked. Paul, of course, I mean, he would probably get girls throwing themselves at him because he's such a good-looking and charismatic man, as he would probably tell you himself. That the magic was by the by, but yeah, no, not my thing at all. Oh, then they all blow up, Otter, says Walter. So yeah, exploding trophies would be useful because then you have to buy another 5 every time. So I'm expecting a very big order from you now, Otter. Jonas says, Alex, Ventact is fantastic. I can't see his lip moves at all, and he both throws voices and makes it sound like Dave. Yeah, well, actually, we should probably do that. I like the idea. But then you'd have Dave. I'll put Dave in a bin or something. Luanici says, I used to do the Mercury card fold and can do it pretty well, but the last couple of years I've been scoring the card with John Allen's perfect score, and it makes it much easier and gives you peace of mind knowing the card is perfectly folded. Highly recommend it. Yeah, Lou, I mean, I think that is possibly one of the best utility things you can get, really, is perfect score, especially if you're going to be doing it a lot. Then you might as well invest in it, I feel.
Don't say never do anything for you.
Thank you very much. Look at that. Look at that. I bet he's probably slipped some kombucha in it. This is what you really want, by the way, if anyone's interested in what I'm drinking. Pepsi Max. Full taste, no sugar. Can't go wrong. Right, let's see what else we got to talk about. I haven't got that much to talk about because obviously the stuff didn't arrive. There is a trick coming out called Impress, which Anecdotes was asking about, and that's where you push the pen cap, the upside down pen cap, onto someone's arm. You leave a circle that they get to check out. They then choose a card, and the card value has appeared inside the circle. If you're interested in the effect, it does work like that. You do obviously have to make you have to go back to make the impression a little bit harder, which I don't think they show. So you do press the pen cap on their hand twice, which I'm not sure they show in the trailer, but it's justified, and they don't know what's coming, so they will be surprised. They have seen the circle without the card value in it, and then the card value does, seemingly appear. So I think it could be quite a strong effect. I might have to try it out to genuinely know, but it's an interesting card reveal. And if you're asking them to sign a card, they've got a Sharpie. It can fit nicely into your act. So it's called Impress. It's $30.99. It should have been in on Monday. Hopefully, it'll be in next Monday. Stephen Blair, if you want to get girls using magic razor, dream on, won't happen. 90% of magicians come across creepy and weird when they try to pull using magic. Best way to get girls? I don't know. I struggle. Yeah, I think really, if you're using magic as a substitute, it's not going to work for you. And generally speaking, I think the best thing is just to go up and chat to a girl normally and hope that they like you. Don't try and impress them. Really, I'm sure Ding Dong makes me look amazing. Yeah, yes, Charlie. I don't know. I'm assuming you're doing the trick with that and not hiding it somewhere about your person. Liang's Lee says, do you still get fooled by magic effect often, if anymore? Yeah, I do. Yeah. Usually more the slight stuff than the gimmick stuff. Yep, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm still often amazed by someone finding my card when I generally think they haven't got a hope. And yeah, I try to turn off when watching magic. I do try to turn off my magician filter because I still want to enjoy watching it. So, yeah, not very often, but sometimes. Ask me for my work on the ding dong sometimes. Wait till you're older though. Just Liang's, and do you sometimes wish to forget all the knowledge required so as to experience the deep sense of wonder again? Yeah, I think that would be nice, but then I like performing it, so that would be a bit tricky. I do remember taking my dad to a magic convention once when I was younger, and he was very surprised that magic didn't exist, so it really burst his bubble a little bit. Raza says, I get the impression that Paul Martin was, or at least might have been popular with the girls, so to speak, in his bachelor days, and from his smoothness with girls in general rather than magic tricks. Has he been talking to him? Because I think that's pretty much, that's almost like his bio here coming up. He said that he'd follow up with some girls who'd meet him after gigs when he got them to write their mobile number on a card as part of a magic trick, the slimy dog, only to then give them his number as a gag. Raza. Yeah, I mean, you can have as much fun as you like, Reza. Paul Martin, I think I'll say back in the day, I'm sure, probably a bit of a rogue, just having a good time, which is really what you should be trying to do. Don't overstep the mark is probably what I will say. But yeah, he's got a cheeky smile on the wink and a glint in his eye, as Paul. Dalian says, I feel like Impress would be a good alternative to Double Cross and less messy with the ink. Yeah, it's similar in that it's got an impression. You get a couple of different reveals as well. No, I actually think it's a good trick, well worth learning. I probably wouldn't do it with Double Cross, but it is fairly different, and certainly a method. But talking of Double Cross...
Very quickly, do you know where Real Sharpie is? Day one.
Real Sharp?
Real Sharpie. Sharpie, not real. It's on the website wrong. It's named Sharp on the website, but it should be Sharpie.
Oh, okay. It should be pen related.
Oh, pen related, not an animation meditation.
No. Yeah, so what we've got, so this isn't actually on the website yet, but it's Voodoo by Bill Abbott, or Unseen Forces Voodoo by Bill Abbott, and it is a combination of the old Ash trick, which more by the Peter Samuelson's Phoenix effect that he brought out. That's the method, and the Aikido doll, and I love both of these effects. Eugene Berger with the ashes, brilliant, absolutely amazing. What Peter Samuelson's done too, he's really added to it. And the voodoo doll, the old Aikido rising doll, straw doll on your hand, I think is a wonderful effect. I saw, I can't remember his name now, very old, Charlie Miller used to do it with a pencil used to be absolutely brilliant. Used to blow people away with it, and the method, if you don't know, no one would ever guess it. There's no strings, wires, magnets, nothing like that. So you can really put a glass over it and still have it rise up. So that's the voodoo doll bit. I think is a wonderful piece of close-up magic, or stage magic, in fact, because obviously everyone can see the doll suddenly turning up. And the ashes trick, the ashes to someone's palm, is again, it's a classic. It's what Double Cross is very much based on. This gets away from the use of the pen. The method is nice, very clean, and actually I think if you've got Double Cross, the tips you get in here for how to do the reveal, how to actually put the impression on their hand, things like that, so which are tips from Peter Samuelson and also back to Eugene Berger, are really, really clever, really, really brilliant. So if you've ever been nervous about making that the mark on the bottom of their hand, it's a really help you get away with it, especially on a stage situation. So there's a lot of good psychology taught on here for Double Cross as well. So perhaps you get this, or perhaps get the Peter Samuelson Phoenix effect to learn more about how to get the reveal of it. I mean, Eugene gets almost two applause cues out of that one ashes effect, so really good. But this is voodoo, which is going up on our site very soon. It is a little pricey, $87.99, but you do get the Aikido doll, and you also get the stuff to make the mark with. You get a few gimmicks that you keep in your pocket in order to keep yourself your pocket clean, but also be able to sort of daub away. So pretty well, highly recommended. I think that's the thing about Bill Abbott. I would say, he just routines stuff really, really well. So he does charge for it, but it's generally worth it. And I think this is another hit if people, especially if you're doing Halloween magic or anything psychic, or you're a mentalism with a slightly dark edge. That is brilliant. So there you go, Daniel. So yeah, if you're feeling rich, I would recommend that. Isn't the Never Ending Silk extremely similar to the trick that Jason does with the silk? I know he has a friend of his was going to market it a while ago. Yeah, it is very similar. It uses a gimmick, and Andy Ray, the marvellous Andy Ray, and Jason do it without a gimmick. So it's not necessarily quite, apart from when it flies out of his pocket, that is a gimmick. I'm not sure where Andy got it from. I might be wrong, I don't believe he invented it, but he certainly routined it and made it into 5 minutes of hilarious magic fun, which is really where the art is quite a lot of the time. I don't think Andy has marketed it. I think it's one of those things that everyone would suddenly be doing if he did release it. So I think it's possibly maybe in the works, or maybe he's just keeping it to himself. But the Never Vanishing Silk is very, very similar. Raza says, sorry this might sound silly, but I mean well. What is the origin behind you plus boats and David plus kombucha, if possible, please? People keep on asking about the boat, and people keep on asking Dave what he's drinking. That's all it is, Raza. So after many moons, it's just become a bit of an in-joke. Kevin King, Paul Martin has an awesome website. Love the cigar and cocktail glass pick, like James Bond. Try not to tell him that he looks like James Bond. It's hard to get his head through the door as it is. The Bow and Kombucha origins are epic as Batman's origins. Okay, says Sean Mann. Raz, yes Kevin, his promotional material looks badass. I've been looking at it for ideas and inspirations for me. Oh, and Alex. No, I haven't formally spoken to Paul. Looked at his online promotional material, went through his interview with Richard Young, and had some replies from him for advice requests on Instagram. Andrew Vaughan says, hi guys, I purchased a Stranger app from you this week. It looks incredible, however I can't get full access to perform the effect for 7 days. Just wondered if you know why that is. Have you put in your code, Andrew? If you put in the code that we sent you, you should get full access. If not, send me an email and I'll sort it out for you. But yeah, no, you should. If you put in your code correctly, it should give you full access straight away. And it is an amazing app. It's just getting bigger and bigger. Full support from Jonathan and now us. So it's well worth getting. It is It's a little expensive, but it's fast. And yeah, you know, you can use it to close your show, and it's easy. Razza says, "Hello Alex, you mentioned that you mainly perform your own effects rather than off-the-shelf tricks. What do you, instead of sponges, double cross and a leather strap steel? What do you do instead of sponges, double cross, leather strap? I feel completely screwed without these effects." I do tricks that I've made up.
One to frequently snaps. Same kind of thing. Is that any good? Do you know anything about it?
It's been very, very popular.
Is it?
Yeah. It's 2 decks of cards with pictures on that you can read. They're sort of marked, so they look like letters of the alphabet, I think. Yeah.
No, we won't.
If we open up and have a look, then at least we'll have a demo and we can, I don't know. Go on. Go on, you know you want to open them. It's as good as buying them. As good as buying them. Open them up.
Well, you have a look at that one.
What do I do as sponges, double cross and leather wash short if possible? Well, yeah, so they're just my own tricks, which would just be really hard to explain. Sometimes they're just a little bit weird. Hopefully they're just really funny and amazing at the same time. So it's hard to say, Raz, if you want to, you know, I could say the list, but just, they haven't got names either. So, you know, I don't necessarily name anything. It's just my trick. So I'd have to explain every plot and how I do it. But things I find a chosen card with a snooker ball and stuff. Anyway, but so yeah, just let your imagination run wild, Razza, if you want to change it out. But there's nothing wrong with doing sponge balls and double cross and a watch steel. That's all good, solid material. Jonah says the easiest way to pick up girls is with a forklift, but to make it magical, you better hide the darn thing pretty well.
Especially the guys you date.
Yes. Sounds like you've met.
Big Bertha. Yeah.
Big women. Where do you live then, Jonas? Oh dear, I can see the show slowly slipping downhill now. Alex, how do you feel about book tests? And if you're a fan, what's your favourite? I seem to collect them, always looking for that elusive perfect effect, but so many are terrible. So I do the Pegasus page, which is a book test combined with the missing page, the Pegasus page, using books by Steve Valentine, which isn't his. I can't remember where that came from. I can't remember the original source. But yeah, so booked by Steve Valentine. I use 50 Shades of Grey, because if you can walk into any Oxfam, any second-hand bookshop, and they'll have 7 or 8 copies for £1 each, and you can just buy them up, and then you can give the book away at the end. So I do that, and I also use those marvellous envelopes by whose name I've forgotten. I'll come back to that. But yeah, so I do that, and I also do. Noel Qualter has a book test, which I think if you're very nice and email him, he might sell you, which I use as well, which is based sort of slightly more on the mother of all book tests principle. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. So I don't know whether a book test is necessarily terrible or whether the presentation is bad. I mean, Word in a Million is another one that I've used, Mark Mason, because that could be any book. You can stick it, and actually you could gimmick loads of books, and then they could just choose any one of them, and you can get the word. So that's a good book test. I think it's all down to the reveal of the word and how well you do it, and possibly, hopefully, not fishing too much. Roy Brownlow says Snaps is a multi-phased cards, loads of ways of using it. He loves them, and you can adapt them for loads of tricks. So does that help you? He's not listening. Andy?
Yeah.
What was the question?
Snaps is a multi-phased cards, loads of ways of using them, and easy to adapt for loads of tricks.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. That's what I get.
Card?
He's buying it, so it's fine.
I'll let you know.
So he'll get back to us. Ottar says, what trick that isn't marketed anymore would you wish was available again? Oh gosh. I don't know. Oh dear, there could be so many, couldn't there? I know the one I do want, because a famous magician came in and showed me, and it's the the switchboard by, I think it's Martin's Electronics.
Well, they showed you switchboard.
Was it a switchboard with the
Mazda
electric?
did.
No,
You said a famous musician showed you.
less famous than Razza. No one's as famous as Razza.
Andy, wasn't it?
He was Andy. Andy Nyman came in and he has a switchboard which is different coloured lights with different colour switches, and you move the bulbs around and they work. It's a really, really charming, very fooling effect, and I just loved it. I was just full of charm, a nice story. Andy's presentation was beautiful, so I'd love to get my hands on that. Otherwise, I'm sure there are. Oh gosh, I might have to send you an email or two. There'll be loads. Packet trick, bicycle built for 5 by Toloska, says Gary Simpson. Yeah, very good pick. Alex, how did you invent an entire rack's worth of magic material, if possible, please? Also, are you looking to potentially publish any of it to the magic community, e.g. as a lecture maybe? Also, how come some people invent tricks and then keep them to themselves when they could release them to the magic community? E.g. I think Craig invented gossip years ago, but only published it recently. Yeah, I mean, the thing about creating magic tricks for yourself is whether or not there's a market for them, or whether you've just made it for yourself. I think that at the moment there seems to be companies that are based entirely on the premise that they are producing magic tricks, and they've got to keep up this constant flow. Of producing trick after trick and releasing something every week or a couple of things a month. Whereas a worker, Craig, he's got no reason to release gossip unless he's got the time to do it. So I'm guessing with Craig, he'd been performing it, he'd been having great fun with it, and then perhaps due to lockdown or just the way he now runs his businesses, he had time to release it. And with the help of Alakazam, it has found a market, which is great. How do I invent an entire act's worth of magic material, if possible? I read an awful lot. Whether it's fiction or not, and I come up with slightly quirky presentations, and then I make up the method. So really, what I do is if there's a plot that I like. So I have one with a spinning table and the fishing rods, so a bit like when you're fishing for ducks at the fair. I liked that idea. I liked being able to force that, and Get and Bloom had a great method for that, similar effect. So sort of made a trick sort of along those lines. So really I come up with the plot and then I work out the method, and sometimes you have to put things in order for the method to work. So you know the end, and you know the vague idea, and the method often brings things in. So sometimes I use elastic bands because it gives a reason for me to go into my pockets. But yeah, no. So I used to invent 2 25-minute acts a month for just over a year, and never used a purchase trick that I can remember. A couple of times I may have done upon request, but no. So I used to do a completely different show every time. In fact, every time you see me, I'll be doing a different show. I've only ever repeated the trick a couple of times for the Magic Circle and my Magic Club when they wanted to see them again. Other than that, I always do a completely different show. So I've never done the same trick twice, and I've usually made them up. Sometimes I've made them up on the tube on the way to a gig. I'm pretty bad like that. Most of the time I get away with it, and most of the time it's a lot of fun. So basically I'm a bit of an impromptu magician, but yeah, basically knowledge and imagination is what you need, Razza, and just don't limit your imagination, and anything's possible. Dalian says, thanks for sorting 4 nightmares earlier this week. I spent a lot of time on it and I finally have it down. As I describe myself as a hobbyist budding improver, I've often put off learning fibre optics. Has anyone mastered fibre optics, and would you say it would be too difficult for me to learn, as Sony's just got back into magic for only around 6 months? Right, so on to the old crediting. Fibre optics is actually taken from a George Sands routine, Sensational, which Darryl converted into his rope routine, which Richard Sanders has then taken and made into fibre optics. So all those moves can be found in any 3 of those sources. And yeah, it's a multi-phased routine, so you can learn the easy bits and put in the other bits. But I mean, don't be obsessed with just thinking fibre optics is the best one out there. I was blown away by the rope magic of Jeff Sheridan. It's on one of his DVDs, but I saw him at a magic convention, and he had really nice ways of the scissors linking. So the scissors would link on and off of the rope, and the ropes would dissolve, the knots would dissolve. Wonderful, and funny piece of rope magic by Jeff Sheridan. So don't become obsessed with just the one source, Dalian, and learn the sleights, and you'll go on from there. Rope magic isn't necessarily that hard. A lot of it's choreography, as you'll find with Four Nightmares, but it just takes practice. And yeah, it's not too difficult. Nothing's too difficult. There's no real excuses in magic. If you've seen one person who can do it, then you can do it. All you need to do is to put in the same amount of work as they've done, and that's the bit that you don't see. It's the fact that they have spent a lot of time getting it down. 10% commission on that sale for me, right? One of them, Sheer Luck book test by Sean Farquhar, is a great one with a great kick. I think that's very true. A lot of built-in humour. It's hard not to get a laugh with that one. Timing down, what on earth do you mean, Alex? This comedy hour is sinking faster than your boat. Let's get back to magic. What is the largest jumbo coins you've got? I think they're only about 3 inches, but you know, yeah, they're not very big. I think we've spoken about everything that I think we have. Well, I could mention what should I mention? So Laura London has a show on in London on Cheat on the 12th of August. I think it's running for a week. I think it starts on 12th of August. I've forgotten where it is, but that's wonderful. And also there's Wonderville, starting with Young and Strange, and Amadeep, who was just is in it as well, and that starts on 21st of July. All those details are on Magic Week, magicweek.co.uk, and really suggest that if you want to go and see live magic, then take your family and your friends to go and see either of those shows. I'm sure they're going to be brilliant. Wonderville has some guest magicians as well coming along, so a lot of variety there. Laura's Cheat show was a big hit at Edinburgh a few years ago, so it's definitely good. The Wooden Impossible Finger Chopper is one for me. Also, I wish the original size and quality of Rocky Raccoons. Yeah, so I've still got original Rocky up there. That is definitely something that would love to see back. Why they're not still made is beyond me. Howdy, says Jim. Howdy, Jim. You always look like you're having such a great time in that picture, Jim. Switchboard is good, and the end bit where you turn it over and their name's is a kicker. Yeah, Chloe. Benjamin Edward says, I've seen some clever remakes of Switchboard Effect with the clear Tupperware containers, clever hidden microprocessors to add some additional phases to the effect. Yeah, I mean, see, for me, I loved the classic wooden block switchboard. I wouldn't change it. You can still get Switchboard, but not the original. Yeah, I think I did manage to track down a couple of the originals, but they were just out of my price range, which... sometimes you've got to say no, haven't you? So I was being a responsible adult that day. I saw something extremely similar to Switchboard being sold at Blackpool 2019. Wasn't impressed with the quality. Well, that is the other thing. Strange how the quality of way things are being made seems to be going down, despite the fact I would have thought of all the technological advances. Snapped is also a good way to reveal a book test word. And there you go. As is the Stranger, by the way, which the book test module comes free when you buy it from us. Liang T says, recommend Ring and Rope by David Williamson. Yep, very good. I missed the Dryback Die and Stephen Tucker's Hallucination. Yeah, so that is the Dryback Die, obviously. So I suppose I have tried to bring back the Gazinta boxes because I think they're one of those things. I love telling a story. It doesn't require an up on stage, and the Dryback Die is very nice too, and very similar. And those sort of tricks, I think, is what I would bring back. Is the charming storytelling tricks that perhaps slow, but you can put in your own humour and just let your personality shine through. I think a lot of tricks are getting very, very quick and are over too quickly, a bit too glitzy. So yeah, and the Dryback Die is wonderful, and it should be made. Stephen Tucker, I miss Stephen Tucker full top. He used to be at every magic convention I ever went to, and I don't know, it just seems to have dropped off and dropped out of the magic world, which is a shame. Raza says, fibre optics has served me extremely well over the years. In case it helps, I feel that the techniques themselves are easy to learn compared to card moves at least, but the presentation is what makes the difference with maintaining the magic related secrecy. Raza. It's on Paul Gordon Card Startlers, all 3 volumes. It's on all 3 volumes? Oh, okay. Matt Postal, yeah, I think if you like book tests, if you think book tests can only be bad due to performance incompetence, check out Worlds Beyond by Guess Who. Yes, good old Worlds Beyond. And on his 2016 But Life says Roy Brownlow. So yep. Tim Hodgkinson says, hello, do you have suggestions for Swami gimmicks? I'm looking to do some prediction tricks, thanks. Yeah, so the old Swami was obviously a nail writer that fitted under your nail, which we do have. I could probably, let me try, I'll get them out, hang on a sec. So we do actually have quite a few. There are quite a few to choose from, and I'll be honest. The best thing you can do is to pop in to the shop and try them out, because it's very, very hard otherwise. So this is the old Swami gimmick, and it's a piece of pencil lead, so it's very easy. It's all very low maintenance, and I can't actually get it out there. And it's just got this little metal. Can you see? There's 3 or 4 of them in there, and those little half moons fit under your fingernail with a little bit of pencil lead underneath, and you can write like so. Really useful. It does work. I think this was possibly the only option when I started in magic, but it was always very uncomfortable under my nail. I even tried, you sort of grey your thumbnail in order to use them. I was also always a little bit worried that it would fall off. But that's that. It does come with a nice booklet for the use of them as well. But then we move on to the band writers. Which again, now you see there, now that's never going to fall off. With the Swami, you're writing with your thumb directly on the back, so you've got that angle. With this, it's a more natural way of holding a pad or whatever it is. Never, but I don't think there's any reason to be concerned about the actual thumb writer ever being seen. Generally speaking, you're either going to be hiding it as you would do a thumb tip, or it's going to be behind the piece of paper or whatever you're writing on, so that's not an issue. So there you go, and that's very secure, and it's also a bigger piece than a pencil. So this is a grease lead one, so it'll look a bit more like a marker pen. And then after the other one would be, so that's another band writer, and then you've got the thumb tip, which the name gives it away a little bit. It's actually the thumb tip. So there you go. So then you can handle it and you can write away. And the advantage of these two is they feel very, very secure. You don't feel like they're going to fall off. And like I say, this bit of your thumb's always going to be masked by what you're holding. So it's down to what you're comfortable with is the bottom line. And the only way you're really going to know that is either to come into a shop and try it out, or take a punt and try them. So I mean, grease is better so the grease marker is better for showing up. So perhaps for stage grease, pencil is absolutely fine for close up, or if you've got someone on stage with you who can read the numbers out. So yeah, so it's hard to suggest one. Neither's better than the other. It's just personal taste. I mean, you might actually find that you're just happy with a very small Swami gimmick. But yeah, but you can. I mean, they are very useful for all sorts of tricks. So I mean, they're well worth having in your arsenal. Even if you're not a mentalist, even if you're just guessing someone's name, you could just carry that around. Pretend to write down a name. They tell you your name, and you've got it. I hope that's helped, Tim. Nigel Quinn, those shiny coins you shared earlier look so shiny. Do you stock a super triple coin in replica Morgan dollar? Could see on the website. Do you stock a super triple? I don't know if you did see it or you don't. I don't think we do. But but yeah, if it's not on the website, we don't. I can look into, email me and I'll look into getting one in for you, Nigel. Gary Simpson says, will you be able to get the stainless steel ring for Ring on Rope? Yes, we will. Yeah. I didn't know we were out of stock actually, so we'll get some more in. Christmas Super Sharpie is a neat take on the Swami. Yes, yep, that's true. Yep. In my opinion, the Sebring thumb writer for metal writing is the best thumb writer ever. Yep, it's good advice. I mean, I don't know it off the top of my head, but I imagine it's quite expensive also. David Harris, good to see you the other day. Any update on the Gazinta boxes? Yep, so the Gazinta boxes, well, the prototype has vanished. Yep, so we're just making another prototype. I'll be having to write up and film all of the various handlings and scripts, because I think that is often what's missing from them. Hopefully give a sort of variety as well, so whether it's going to be for a children's show, grown-up show, you know, or comedy or so on, I'll try and come up with different routines. Yep, so fingers crossed they will be released as soon as possible. Verne Slate writer with chalk is very good too, says Nigel. Yep, that is very, very true. And I think now we might be coming to the end. Unless anyone's got any more questions, we have probably run out of things. So all I'm saying is that all of the new recent releases, recent additions on our website that are currently saying out of stock, hopefully we'll have them in on Monday. But as you know, unless we've got it in stock, we don't sell it. So you can't order anything that isn't in stock, basically. It's got to be on our shelves, ready to post the same day, or you can't order it. So hopefully that will be in on Monday, and then we'll be fine. If you do want to pre-order one or something, you can send us an email. Right, so let's do a quick giveaway. I shall grab a deck of cards. These cards are actually once again marked. But I don't know the markings, and there we go. So I'm going to pull out 2 cards now. Please don't write down a prediction, Liangs, until I say go. So bear with me 1 second. Right, so we're going to give you a minute from now. Let go. There you go. Right, so everyone, you can now post it now. Only enter once, please. I'll probably will fail to check that, but you know, we've all got big morals here in the magic industry. So please, no cheating. I'm going to pull out 2 cards because I'm the only one here, and let's see what happens. So if you can read the markings, I shall give you the opportunity to. And yep. So I'll just give you a few more seconds. Oh, hello, Ifty. I didn't know you were on. Right. And stop. So here we go. Let me scoot up back to the top. So we have the King of Clubs. You can see that, and the 10 of Hearts. So the King of Clubs and the 10 of Hearts. And I shall just quickly pop down here and see who was King of Clubs, King of Clubs, King of Clubs, 10 of Hearts. This is hard. I'll tell you what, it's quite hard to do. Looking for 2 cards at the same time. King of Hearts, 10 o'clock. Oh, so close for the advertisement joke. See, I don't know if that's good. If no one gets either of these cards, I don't know if you're closest. That's the tricky thing. 10 of Diamonds. No. Oh, this is going to be. See now, I've got. Oh, this is going to take forever. Let's have a look. So. I think. Oh gosh. 8 of hearts. Well, I think 8 of hearts has won it there. So it's going to be the 8 of hearts by Graham Webber, unless you've written anything closer. And you know it, Graham Webber, and then King of Clubs. Did anyone say a club? 6 of Clubs. 6 of Clubs, very popular. So the first 6 of Clubs was Graham Tierney. Graham, you could be onto something here. If anyone's gone higher than the 6 of Clubs, lots of 6 of Clubs. No, so Graham Tierney, 6 of Clubs. So thank you very much, guys. Thanks for joining us once again. I hope I've answered all your questions. I hope you've got a little bit of an update on the latest products, and hopefully we'll see you soon and next week. Goodbye.